Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here this week again. So we are going to make some healthy deli meat because now we are getting into the nicer weather, hopefully. And we're going to be traveling more and doing more things and being out more. So I thought let's do some deli meat because I know I'm going to be traveling quite a bit and I'm going to be making wraps and sandwiches and things on the go. And this is a really handy recipe to have. So I just cut my tofu into thin strips. I don't cut them super thin because they will fall apart when you are marinating them and flipping them. So if you're okay with little shreds of tofu as your deli meat, then you can go ahead and even use a potato peeler if you want to make it super thin. But I like it like this because I do like a little bit of texture and a little bit of flexibility to my deli meat. So I'm just cutting it all up, and on this day I used almost a full block of my firm tofu. I did reserve a little bit because I made another recipe with it, but normally I do a full block of firm tofu, and then just after it's all cut up, you're going to find a dish that you can marinate everything in. So as far as my marinade goes, what I like to use is tamari sauce, and around like 5-6 tablespoons, I would say roughly. I don't usually measure it, but I will try to measure it in the future because you know me, I just put a little bit of everything. And then maple syrup, usually like I would put 2 to 3 tablespoons of that and a teaspoon of the other seasonings, onion powder and garlic powder, and then some cracked pepper as well because I like to put that in. And then I'm not showing any paprika here, but I do like to put paprika as well. And I would put 1 whole tablespoon of paprika because I like that smokiness and it adds a lot of really nice flavor. So if you don't have paprika, maybe use like a chili powder or something like that, but do incorporate that because it does make a difference in the taste. And then mix it all together, and then you can go ahead and start marinating your tofu. So as you can see, this container is a little small for this, but you know what? I just tried to do my best, and you just want to flip it to make sure that it all gets coated nicely. So I usually put it in the fridge for a couple hours at least. The longer it marinates, the better tasting your deli meat's gonna be. So at the usually halfway mark, like an hour or so in, an hour and a half in, I will go ahead and flip everything again in the container and then put it back in the fridge to continue marinating. And that way everything gets coated really nicely. So it's up to you how much marinade you want. If you like more sauce, then make more, and it's just going to keep absorbing it all and it's going to be delicious. But I find that this amount is good for me. And yeah, just be careful when you're flipping it. This is what I mean when you slice it too thinly, you are going to break the pieces. Like, it's just going to happen. So if you're okay with that, then go ahead and slice it even thinner. But this is how I like to do it. So I use the same recipe to make tofu bacon as well. It's just after marinating, I would put in the air fryer, and then it gets really crunchy and crispy, and then you can use it as a bacon substitute. But for the deli meat, I prefer to put it in the oven, and it cooks it really nicely, and I still have that flexibility, like I said, to my deli meat, which I prefer, instead of air frying it. But yeah, for the crispy bacon, I would just throw it in the air fryer, and then you're gonna get more of a crisp. So now it's going to go in the fridge and just marinate in there for a couple hours at least. Okay, these have been marinating. I flipped them over and they've been marinating for a couple hours. Actually, maybe even more than that. But you can even do it for like 30 minutes. Like, it's not a big deal. The longer you marinate it, the better it's going to taste. But I'm just going to put the strips on here on the parchment paper on the cookie sheet. And then, yeah, just going to go from there, pop it into the oven, 425. Okay, so I fit them all on here barely, but I did. And some are a little thicker than others, but you know what? Roughly, you're just going to cook it all the same. It's fine. It's not going to be perfect. There are going to be some that are a little thicker and some that are a little thinner, but it's all going to work out. They're going to taste great. They are nicely marinated, and I just re-dipped them as well back and forth before I pop them on here. Oven is preheating, and then I'm going to pop them in. So I like to flip it halfway, and that way it can get evenly cooked. Every oven is going to cook it at a different amount of time. So I would say between 7 and 10 minutes is what you're looking for. So in my oven, it's around 10 minutes, 5 minutes on each side, and I flip it, and it works perfectly for me, but it depends on how you like yours cooked. So I would say just, keep checking on them, and then you will know how long it takes in your particular oven once you make it once. So I like to make wraps with this Ezekiel wrap, that I find at the grocery store. It's really healthy, really nutritious, and just a nice, addition. I just put my deli meat in there with whatever veggies need to be, used up, and that's what I have. And then I also make sandwiches. So I'll get like the Portuguese bread, and then, just pile up some veggies and put my deli meat in there like that. And I enjoy sandwiches like this. This is really good for on the go. You can wrap this up and travel with it, and it's really healthy and nutritious, and you've got your protein covered for the day as well. And then also I take it to work with me. So it's really good, even days later, you can keep your already made deli meat in a container and it's still going to taste really, really good. I bring it all the time for work, and I make sandwiches at work with it. So you can see the difference between my tofu and this sandwich because I did not marinate this tofu as long. It still tasted really good, and I brought it for work, but it is not as dark and as seasoned as the other ones. Okay guys, so I did a little Loblaws haul, not too many things. I did get a few things for other people as well. Like, I got a couple things from my mom on my list besides this stuff, but I could tell you the price points for these things at least. So the crackers, the kids like to have different crackers at home. Ritz is like a classic Canadian brand, so we always have something like this, some sort of a cracker. These were $3 a piece, so I just got these. So not healthy, but these were $3.29, and they're non-GMO, blah blah blah, gluten free as well, but this is a nice treat to have every once in a while, so that's that. Bars were $3 a piece. They're just protein bars that are vegan, 12 grams of protein, so if I'm on the go, at least I have something to eat other than stopping somewhere, which I don't want to do. And I just have 2 in the chocolate pretzel and 1 in the mint chocolate chip. This yogurt is the oat-based. This company makes different ones. So some are with coconut, some are with oat. So some people can't have coconut, like one of my daughters is allergic to coconut, so I get it. This is the oat one, and this is 11 grams of protein per serving, which is really nice. This was $6.99 for this 500-gram container. So kind of expensive, but really, actually, most of them were like $8 that were plant-based. So this was actually on sale. So the milk was 2 for $8. I got vanilla. It's organic soy, 7 grams of protein per serving. This is what my son likes, so I just get this just to simplify things. It's organic. And then I'll just get a plain one sometimes just for cooking, but soy has more protein, so that's why I opt for this one. These blood oranges are very tiny, but oranges have been so expensive. I didn't realize, but it's a product of USA. Okay, I mean, we do the best that we can, right? But yeah, so this is $6.99 for this bag. I got organic garlic because I want to try to just get the garlic going at home, growing it inside, and I can do it from organic garlic, and then I can just use the greens off of it. So hopefully these work out and I can do that. And these were 2 for $7. It's not the best kind of bread, but this was the only bread that was on sale that's whole wheat, so that's what I got. I got these. They were $4.74, and they're just vegan cheddar burgers for one of my daughters, something different for her to have. They were on clearance, so hopefully she likes them. And then rice vinegar was $3.99. I just got the sugar-free version just to make some dressings. Got just some kombucha because I haven't had kombucha in a little while, and this is one of my favorites. $3.99 for this jar of kombucha. They actually closed down one of my Loblaws locations because they were doing renos. So I'm just going to a different location, but they always had this readily available. So I used to drink it more often before. But like I said, now they changed Loblaws. Now I'm going to a bigger one, and sometimes they don't have it. So I got some onion powder, and that was $3. Got these naturally imperfect peppers. This was $8 for this bag. They are not organic, but this is the best that we can do because peppers are so expensive, and they were all in really good condition. A lot of times they're not lately, so I picked up these ones, and they're pretty good sizes, and it just has yellow and orange. But that's fine. This one is actually a little bit green. So I'll have that. So I got some bananas. One of the bunches was $1.63. And then the other bunch was $1.71. So not too bad. Just to have extra bananas at home. I do have some that I bought a whole bunch on clearance at Farm Boy for like $2, but those are like for the freezer, for baking, and for smoothies. But these are just regular bananas. I got 3 Granny Smith organic apples, and that was $4.66, I believe. I just checked the receipt. $4.66 for 3 of these. How sad. But I just wanted to make sure that I had some fruit with me for work, so that's what I did with those. I think I'm the only one that actually likes Granny Smith. Like, maybe if they're desperate, the kids will have it, but otherwise, I think I'm the only one. Then I got a cucumber for $2.50. It is a really large cucumber, but yep, that's where we're at. At least the cucumbers are good now, because a while back they were all really terrible and we weren't eating any because they were like soft and just disgusting. So at least they're back and they're in good quality and good condition. I got some veggie sushi, and this was $6.99. So I'm gonna have that quickly just as an on-the-go type of food. At least this is something that I can have, and as long as I have my edamame as well on the side for my protein, then I think I'm pretty good. I also got these no-name apples. These ones are not organic, but yeah, we'll take the skin off of these, and the naturally imperfect ones, so they're not all, you know, like super perfect. There's no weird whack stuff that's put on them, so that's why I always opt for these if they're not organic. At least I know they haven't put anything crazy on them. They haven't been sprayed with a million things, because you can just see the gloss on some of the ones that are not organic. It's actually pretty scary. But these are Canadian, and they're not, they don't have that waxy stuff. So that's that.